Hey, it's Storyworthy. Today on the show, actress Naomi Grossman talks about hooking up with and then escaping a fanboy.
It's been a long, hard, lonely pandemic. 19 months without a man's touch. But all that changed on Halloween while appearing at his local haunted house in Pittsburgh. He started as a patron on Patreon. It's a platform where fans pay for premium access. Boy, did he get it! Besides being a big horror buff, he was a therapist. How did that make me feel? Well, giddy and giggly and chatty and flirty and spitting and excited and horny for his big dick and even bigger feelings.
Today on the show, actress Naomi Grossman talks about hooking up with and then escaping a fanboy. Stay close.
Hey, it's Naomi Grossman, and you're listening to Storyworthy.
Welcome to Storyworthy. My name is Christine Blackburn, and I'm coming to you from Los Angeles, California. Whether you're a longtime fan of the show of over 12 years or you're a new fan, welcome to Storyworthy. I hope you guys enjoyed the show last week with comedian Abby Shackner. Abby is such a thinker. You know Abby, right, Naomi?
You know, I feel like we're all connected, but no, it's a blur now.
Yeah. Well, she's a comedian, and she's an actress too, but she's more of a comedian. And last week, she told a story about her father taking out her tonsils, and that was interesting. But then later in the show, we also learned how Abby's father tried to take out her mother, for real, like tried to kill her, and then went to jail. So Abby, we went from tonsils to murder. How about that? You guys go back, listen to Abby. Yeah, it's a tremendous story. I definitely want you guys to listen.
Sounds like a hard act to follow.
No, you're always good. Stick around today, you guys, because today is here a guest and a friend of mine who's been on the show several times before, but you always have good stories because you're such a hard worker. Naomi Grossman is here. Hi, Naomi.
Hi.
This is so fun, and you bring forth a topic today. I escaped from a fanboy, and I guess, a fanboy being a kid who's obsessed with you, right?
Yes. It took a little turn, as any good story does.
But does this happen a lot? I mean, as an actress, and people do recognize you, and you do go around to different types of events, Comic-Cons, and so you do meet people. I mean, does it happen a lot?
To be fair, no. Because, most of my fans are quite young. They're female, ages 12 to 18, not my type.
Oh.
Okay. Or gay men.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah, a lot of gay guys,
wow.
Which are my type. But yeah, that rarely works out. So, this was the first time that it was an actual age-appropriate heterosexual man, which makes this
my gosh.
Actually, and of course, there's other ingredients involved, like a pandemic. You know what I mean? Like 19 months without a man's touch to, spice it up a bit.
Yeah, no, I hear you completely. And that does sound good to have something age appropriate like that. But you're talking about people kind of geeking out that you played the character Pepper on American Horror Story, correct?
Yes. He would not have been in my life had I not visited a haunted house as a special guest and met him accordingly.
And so how does that character Pepper, how does it seem to make such an umbrella with Comic-Con and haunted houses? Like, what else? Because Pepper, tell us about the character in case people didn't watch American Horror Story, and tell us how that does translate to different people who are like so into it.
Well, so Pepper was a character on the second and fourth seasons of American Horror Story. She was the first crossover character, which was unprecedented at the time. But, the AHS has a huge, crazy, rabid fan base. So there's that. I mean, horror fans...
As well it should. No, but let's just say, as well it should, because there hadn't been anything contemporary that flippin' scary in a long time before American Horror Story.
Right. That's true. Yeah, so I mean, I think horror fans are already insane in a great way. And then American Horror Story fans are, niche within that. And of course, it's a great show. So you've got people that weren't even horror fans before, now are, And I think for whatever reason, this character was just really beloved. And I think she does, like I said, they sort of marginalized the young girls, the gay boys. They can relate. She's this sort of just this sweet, naive, pure soul that is totally totally misunderstood.
You know what? That is such a great explanation of American Horror Stories, of American Horror Story, and of all the different, the people, especially I guess your segment, or not your segment, but your season was called Freaks, one of your seasons.
Freak Show,
right?
Yeah.
So those freaks, what I'm saying is all those people in Freak Show, they were all misunderstood.
Yeah.
It is that like Hunchback of Notre Dame thing. That's so interesting.
Yeah, and the irony is I attracted probably the biggest freak of all. You'd never know looking at him, but, he was
I can't wait.
Able-bodied, quite handsome, blah, 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 but wait till you hear the story.
Oh, I can't wait. So, but as an actress, was it easy to transfer out of that character Pepper in terms of the way casting directors and everybody see you? Because that's not you. That was makeup. So I know that you still work. You work all the time. And I was looking at your IMDb page, and when you go into a casting room, does anybody look at you and say like, wait a minute, were you seriously Pepper?
Yeah, all the time. I find it goes both ways. I've got people who are like, yeah, but what else can you do? And then I've got other people that are like, well, what can't you do? Holy crap. Like, if you can go from this to that, like, there's a huge range there. So, I prefer to see the glass half full, that I can do just about anything.
You can transform. Yeah, you can transform. I mean, you shaved your head. They had all those prosthetics on you. You had a mouthpiece in. Were you on your knees or were you that small?
I was hunched over significantly, so I was helping that out.
Yeah, because you had on like cloaks. You were wearing cloaks.
I wore a big fat suit, and I'm only 5 feet of fun, so I find when you add a little, it's hard for us little people, right? For the petites, 1 pound, all of a sudden it's like, whereas if you're tall, it has places to go.
Yeah.
So they gave me a fat suit, and so I immediately looked much squatter than I would have, And, like I said, I was helping out a lot by like this.
Getting down with the camera, etc. It's so funny when American Horror Story first came on, your friends and family must have been like, "What the fuck is going on here, Naomi? Were they dying?"
Well, yeah, because people knew that I was up to something because I was, I was wearing a wig around for one. And I wasn't letting on, but, for some reason, Naomi was having this amazing hair day consistently. And like, what could it be? Like, what is it that you don't want to tell us?
Yeah.
I remember a friend being like, what, do you just have a bunch of penises on your head? And I'm like, no, I think that's actually next season, but no.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's so funny. It was like a dome thing. It was like it's like they extended your scalp or something, did they?
No, that was just my scalp. But that's the reason that they would shave the head and just leave that little top notch. Is it kind of accentuated the pinhead?
Yes, that's
You
it.
know.
That's it. Holy cow. Well, this is incredible, and I can't wait to talk about you escaping from a fanboy. So we're going to get over that in just one second, but I did want to remind everybody that I've started another podcast called My Life in 3 Songs, and it's exclusively on Spotify because it shares music and comedy. Comedians come on and share 3 songs from their life. So it airs September 1st is the very first episode. In fact, I'm dropping 3 at the same time. But right now, you can go over to Spotify and follow My Life in 3 Songs, because at the end of the day, that's what I'm going to need to keep this thing afloat. So follow me at My Life in 3 Songs, and also on Twitter and Instagram at My Life in 3 Songs. Naomi, I'm insane. You know this, and I know this.
Yeah. But in a great way, again.
Well, you know what? This is an idea that has been in my head for 3 years, and I can't tamp it down. So I just have to get it out there, and we'll see if anybody is on the same page with me.
I'm following you already, so you got one right here.
That really, seriously, it means a lot to me. Thank you very much. All right, you guys, she's here right now. Naomi Grossman. She was a 2018 Primetime Emmy nominee for Outstanding Actress in a Short-Form Comedy or Drama for her role in Control-Alt-Delete. Now, you must have loved doing that. I mean, my God. Getting an Emmy nominee, what is that like? They call you on the phone?
No, you hear them announce your name on the screen.
Oh, wait. On the news?
Well, not on the news, but they.
What is it?
The Television Academy has a website, and they.
Oh, I see. Of course,
they make an announcement. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that must be nerve-wracking. That must be absolutely nerve-wracking. And so they called your name. Was anybody with you?
Yes, I went to actually like a little gathering of it was sort of a bunch of sort of Academy members who had gathered, 8:00 in the morning to watch together.
Really?
And I didn't think that I would be named by any means, but I figured, you know what? If I wake up in time, I'll head over. Why not? And I did. So
wait a second. Who invited you?
The host, this guy with the house and a computer.
I know, but this guy, did he
streaming.
know that you were going to get a nominee?
No, there were a bunch of us that were on the ballot and that could have gotten our name called, and I did.
Wow, that must have been
I was
like
lucky.
The best.
It was one of those things where it could have been a really lame party, or it could have been really awesome had like all 4 or 5 of us gotten it. But
yeah,
I was the sole one, but. Still, it's exciting,
It's very exciting. And you are best known, like we were talking about, as the first crossover character, the fan favorite Pepper on FX's American Horror Story. And that was the Asylum season and the Freak Show season. So there were a couple of seasons, and then you also were a different character in the 8th season, Apocalypse.
Yes, and then I did do the spinoff most recently last year. There's a new show called American Horror Stories.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, how exciting. And on that, you play Rabid Ruth. What in the world does that mean, Rabid Ruth?
She is a woman attempting, anyway, to warn folks going to the drive-in about a movie that basically takes over and has its viewers possessed and... murderous. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. And is that American Horror Stories? It's a TV series. Do you know what it's on yet?
Yeah, it's on Hulu. They're on their second season now. My particular episode was called Drive-In, and it's season 1. They're great. They're literally small, self-contained stories. So if you're not feeling an episode, don't worry. The next one's totally different. So unlike
that idea.
American Horror Story, where you have to really hunker down and stick it out through the season, this is like every it's like almost like a Twilight Zone or Creep Show, where it's like every show is a different one.
I will watch every single one. I love that, and I am so happy that the casting director sees you for horror, because it's not a bad thing to be typecast, right?
It's not. Although I did just recently work in a comedy, which is people are going to see something they have never seen from me. Although, guess what? This is who I am. And
wait, is this the all-nighter?
No, this is probably not even on my IMDb yet. I did it just last week. I don't even know if I'm supposed to talk about it.
How
but I'm so excited. And it'll be out early next year on Netflix. So.
Oh my gosh, Naomi Grossman, a working actress.
Aww.
You are here, and I'm so excited to hear your story. You guys can find Naomi over there on Instagram at Naomi W. Grossman. And also, you are now doing cameos, which is a riot. So you go to cameo.com/Naomi W. Grossman. And that must be interesting. So you're saying happy birthday to people or happy anniversary?
Yeah, I'll sing the name game. I do pep talks. Nobody better than Pepper to do a pep talk. You name it. I mean, I've got all kinds of, aspiring actors want advice on getting into the business. Girls with boy troubles, boys with boy troubles. You name it.
You are a hard worker, and I sure appreciate that. You know that.
Aw.
And, of course, you guys can check out Naomi at her website, naomigrossman.net. All right, you guys, wherever you are, put your hands together for the very talented Naomi Grossman.
All right. I thought of this, by the way, because I know you're from Pittsburgh originally, and that's why I thought, oh, this one's for Christine. All right. I fucked a fan. It'd been a long, hard, lonely pandemic, 19 months without a man's touch. But all that changed on Halloween while appearing at his local haunted house in Pittsburgh. He started as a patron on Patreon. It's a platform where fans pay for premium access. And boy, did he get it! Besides being a big horror buff, he was a therapist. How did that make me feel? Well, giddy and giggly and chatty and flirty and spitting and excited and horny for his big dick and even bigger feelings. I never met a straight man so refreshingly forthcoming. If that's not female porn enough, this rare gem was a closer. Knows what he wants and goes for it. Before I'd even left Pitt for LAX, he'd made plans to visit me 2 weeks later at a horror con in Jersey, then 2 weeks after that in LA for Thanksgiving. Unafraid like a hardcore horror fan, yet communicative like a therapist. From the moment I awoke, good morning gorgeous, to the second I slept, sleep tight sexy, all this welcome attention and affection more than made up for the 19-month dearth. So what if he was a fan in Pittsburgh? It was a nice escape from all the poor communicators I dated prior, starring in my own personal horror story and the occasional storytelling podcast. Couple months of Amory in, it's Christmas. I posted a photo taken while he was visiting me over Thanksgiving, this extreme close-up selfie of myself looking sultry in a turkey hat. The caption read, I take holiday dinners very seriously. The moment I posted, he texted, hey, would you mind cropping me out of that photo? I hadn't even realized he was in it. I looked. His own mother would be hard-pressed to recognize him, but about 40 feet back in the deep blurry background was his silhouette. Question is, why do you want to be in my photo? What kind of super fan doesn't want a photo? What was he trying to escape from? Was he in witness protection? Who was he other than some patron treating my Patreon like an OnlyFans? Between my own imagination run amok and his cryptic one-word text, sorry, can't talk, please, trust me, crop, blur, please, I'll explain, please, there was no escaping deleting this photo. So, I complied. Cropped and reposted. Another text. Hey, hate to do this, would you mind cropping me out a little more? At this point, he's nothing but an ear. I mean, he could literally be virtually anyone except maybe, Vincent van Gogh. How did that make me feel? Well, suspicious and confused and edgy and upset and anxious and annoyed and markedly less horny for his big dick. But, like a good communicator, he eventually explained. My ex-girlfriend's a total psycho. She follows you, will spot me in the deep background, lose her mind. So now I'm the therapist. Sounds like you need a restraining order. He agreed. To his point, she looked like someone you'd want to escape from. A train wreck so gnarly, she needed a permanent place in my regular feed. So, I accepted her friend request. Keep your friends close, your enemies closer. Then got to Googling. J-list scream queen from Jersey, or according to her bio, actress, model, writer, producer, beauty ambassador, content creator, influencer. More hyphenates than followers she influences. I cyberstalked her, counseled him, resolved our first official lover's spat, and the good morning, gorgeous, sleep tight, sexy texts resumed. If anything, they intensified. Now he's sexting me, dropping the L word even. Who knew fucking a fan would yield an actual healthy relationship? I needed to add a tier to my Patreon just for prize guys. I should have been fucking fans all along. Better late than never. So Halloween? Well, no, to be fair, we met, remember, over Patreon back in, September. October 31 weekend. Then now he's, visiting me 2 weeks later in Jersey. Then he's visiting me 2 weeks later for Thanksgiving. Now I'm posting that photo, which he's having me crop in at Christmas. And now we're about to have our first Valentine's Day. You ready? February 14th, 9 p.m., midnight in Pittsburgh. I click on Facebook, and who graces my feed but his crazy ex? After all, we're friends now. She posted her all-time high IMDb star meter, 51,000. Bitch, I was number one. 3 weeks in a row. But I digress. Below, I see he not only liked it, but commented. Congrats, you gorgeous, sexy beast. Funny thing to say to someone needing a restraining order. How did that make me feel? Well, livid and crazed and riled and enraged, like I could easily and justifiably chop off and fillet his big dick. But he was in Pittsburgh. So instead, I liked it. Phone rang. Hey, what you doing? Oh, just liking Facebook comments. Oh yeah, I called you and then I saw you did that. No, you called me because I did that. Doesn't matter. What matters is the truth. Why are you calling your psycho ex gorgeous and sexy? I thought you reserved that for me. Is she even an ex? I'll be honest. Couldn't wait for it. We've sort of started talking again. Even discussed maybe possibly getting back together. And I may have just paid one of her bills. Okay, we're done. Yeah. It sounded more like a current relationship than a past one, which was ironic since it also reeked of 1950. Fuck this kept woman and the man who keeps her. I hung up in a huff. But there were things I still wanted to say, including, but not limited to, fuck you! Just wait till I share this with my new Facebook friend. And send. Now he's the one losing his mind. Calling, texting, calling. I didn't answer. Instead, I took a photo of the credit card he'd accidentally left at mine over Thanksgiving. I slid it into her DMs with the caption, I hear he's back to paying your bills. Here's the credit card he left in my bedroom. Have at it. I went to bed, and per his suggestion, slept tight sexy. I awoke the next morning to 8 hours worth of messages. Why do you have our credit card? Why shouldn't he be paying my bills if he's my fiancé? Fiancé? Our credit card? That would be my cue to escape. Hers too. I told her, sister to sister, what she needed to know. Sent her screenshots, all the sexting, peppered with his generous use of the L word. She was predictably defensive. Why are you trying to get with my man? I explained.
Oh, boy.
I've been with your man. I'm trying to warn you about your man. That's where the story ends for me, anyway. Can't blame him for wanting to see his fanboy fantasy through, nor me for refusing his further patronage. I don't know if she was as strong. I hope so, and that they both found a new therapist. But mostly, I wish to one day escape from having stories like this one. How does it make me feel? Powerful. For having manifested such a big dick.
Oh, God. That's what you get out of this whole thing.
That's what I got.
You are so funny.
That is the takeaway.
That's awesome. Oh, my gosh. Did you tell the woman about him coming to your fan thing, your haunted house that you were performing at?
I'm not sure that came out.
Did you tell the girl about how he had been a fan of yours and how he came to and it was started on Patreon?
I didn't
Did
go
you tell
through
her
all
the whole
that, but I
thing?
think she knew it. I mean, the fact is, she's a fan. Like, she goes to these horror cons, and she knows she's in this world.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is so unbelievable. And of course she lives in Pittsburgh. They live together.
Believe it or not, no. I want to say she lives in New Jersey. So that was also long distance. Not quite as far a distance as, LA to Pittsburgh, but
yeah.
no, I mean, don't get me wrong. It was sloppy. I'd never done that before, and I won't do it again. But like I said, there were a lot of special the stars aligned in this case, and the 19 months without human interaction.
But wait a minute, you don't have to explain yourself at all.
I know.
I mean, everything you did was appropriate. You had no idea the guy was attached, and there's no reason not to fuck a fan. I mean, if they love you and you're into them for that couple of hours, what's wrong with that?
You're right.
I mean, you're two adults,
right?
Being, but this just fucked up this just got messed up because of his actions,
right?
Not yours.
I mean, I have theories.
Yours.
I have theories. I do believe he was punching above his weight, if I may say as much. And I think he never expected it to actually go anywhere. I think this was a little bit of, fanboy fantasy of his, which then all of a sudden, became possible. It became reality. It was happening, and he...
Well, yeah, he's coming for holidays.
Yeah,
I mean,
and he
was
hedging
holidays,
his bets. I don't think under any circumstances he expected that he could both marry this girl and be with this other one. And obviously he couldn't. At the end of the day, he was going to have to let something go, but he sure waited.
I can't believe men who knowingly, they're already engaged or they have a girlfriend and then they truly go after another girl. Not just have sex one night, but then they want to see you again. They want to fly to you. So now they're making it a bigger deal when they could have just walked away at the one night stand.
Absolutely. I don't either. That's the part that was baffling to me, was the pursuit. The texting, the sexting, the calls. It was like a full-time job. I was like, oh, this is what relationships are like. Whew.
Yeah, because you didn't ask for that. He's the one who's saying, okay, I'm coming to see you in 2 weeks, and he's the one making the tickets and pushing.
Yeah.
What a weak man. He's weak,
right?
Man. That is... He is. It's just ridiculous.
I mean, they do say...
So much better without that kind of person.
Yeah. They do say that, the most screwed up people are the, psychologists and psychiatrists of the world, which makes you wonder.
What does he do for a living?
He's a therapist.
He's a therapist.
So
yeah. That is like a baby. He's like a child. I wish you could scream it to all of his clients. I wish everybody could know.
Yeah. Well, now they will when they see your podcast.
That's right, when they hear the podcast. And now I sound like I'm telling an Abraham Lincoln joke, But other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the haunted house?
Oh, honestly, it was awesome. If you're ever back home over, in October, it's called 100 Acre Manor. Now, listen, I don't want people getting the idea that if you go to 100 Acre Manor on Halloween, you're going to get with Pepper, because been there, done that. And but it's really an incredible, they do a fabulous job over there. It's a bang up, production.
What did they have? Tell me about your room and what did they have to go through before they got to you?
Nothing, actually. I was out in a barn where people could, queue up and get a photo or, sign an autograph. But the haunted house is fabulous. It's like a good 45-minute long, just like event. And
is it in a field and like cornfields and stuff?
Yes, but then they sort of it's all kind of built in. It's one of those like maze like things. I don't know what the actual square footage is. I would venture to say, if you were to fly over, it's probably like a football field. Because it's that big and that intense.
How exciting!
They work on it all year long, and I mean,
I bet
it's literally Broadway level. If you've gone to the theater and you've seen like the production level of a real a high level stage play, it's like that. They're doing an amazing job.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's exciting. Yeah, I know all my sisters like to go to haunted houses together back there, and they all wear, like, not maxi pads, but definitely liners, because they know they're going to pee their pants, either laughing or being afraid.
For sure.
Are you going to go back and do it again?
I'm not booked there this year, but I've got other haunts booked. October's booked up. So if you wanna sleep with me, if you want a picture or autograph, I will be just follow my socials, Naomi W. Grossman, and I'll let you know where I am when.
I think that is just so spectacular that you've been able to turn over that role into so much more. It's really exciting.
Who knew? I mean, it really, to be fair, it just sort of happened. Like, it's almost like a game of volley, where the ball is still in the air and I'm just swinging at it,
It's so exciting. So do you do your own makeup, though, at this point?
Oh, well, I mean, the Pepper makeup is not me. No, there's like 2 Emmy-winning makeup artists that split me in half and do that. I can't do that for sure. But yes, I did my own makeup for our audio-only podcast today.
Oh, that's so fun. Oh, my gosh. No, but when you go to the haunted houses and stuff,
yeah, but I'm not dressed as Pepper, so it's not really an issue.
Oh, I see.
You couldn't. I'm not going to shave my head for, to sign your autograph.
Right, that's what I'm trying to get around. So you go as you, looking beautiful.
Yes, gorgeous.
Oh, that's fun. Do you ever wear... No, but what do you wear? You don't do like a witch dress or anything like that?
Depends. If it's Halloween, I'll work the bit a little better. I've got my spooky, my skull and crossbone fishnets and my...
Sure.
it,
And they put you, and you're in a booth, and people just come over, and it blows their mind.
And I blow
posters up and stuff. They must.
Yes.
What a blast. Well, I'm always so happy to talk with you, and I'm so glad you had such a great experience in Pittsburgh. That's nice.
Yeah. As long as it lasted. We should have never left Pittsburgh.
I mean... Not that guy. Yeah, that guy. I mean, the haunted house was cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that dude, man. Whatever. You could find that anywhere. But that's just... Yeah, that's really a shame. And it's funny because I'd like to be able to say that, next time do this or next time be careful. But you didn't do anything wrong.
No, you're right.
You did nothing wrong.
No. That was a unique experience. But guess what? It became a great story that I can share with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm happy about.
Honestly, that's my thing. And I know it's your thing too. Like, of all the pitfalls and, you know, the fact that I'm able to take my broken heart and turn it into art and, you know, have a laugh and let others laugh on my, you know, at me, with me, then it's all worth it.
Oh man, that's a great attitude, Naomi. It really is.
But
And it's living in the
like
moment.
October to February. It's like 4 months out of my life, and like, you know, we are 6 months later, still like enjoying it.
Sure.
So
yeah, exactly.
It's worth
you're gonna
it.
live 80. You're gonna live 88 years. So for 4 months, this went on, or whatever it is.
Right.
But it is
have
a good
story-worthy day, and I did.
Yeah, and it shows you're living in the moment, and you're grabbing. You're grabbing opportunities and taking chances, and I love it. I love it.
I can't tell you how many times I'm getting. I'm in a situation and I can tell like there's the right way to go, or then there's the like the far left, like do not enter under any circumstances, like. But that's the way I want to go, because I want to see how that ends. And
that's
invariably,
awesome.
It brings me back to you. So it's worth it.
That makes me so happy. You guys can check out everything Naomi's up to over at her website, naomigrossman.net, and also follow her on Instagram at Naomi W. Grossman. And again, you can get your own cameo from her at cameo.com/Naomi W. Grossman. What a laugh that must be. That must be so funny.
But I've disabled my Patreon, so don't even try.
But the cameo's got to be a laugh, right?
Cameo's perfect. It is. It's a lot of fun.
All right, you guys. Again, don't forget to tune in to My Life in 3 Songs exclusively on Spotify. It starts in September, but you can get over there, listen to the trailer, and follow me now. All right, you guys, one more time on behalf of actress Naomi Grossman, thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Christine Blackburn, saying, make it a story-worthy week.
Thanks for joining us on the Storyworthy Podcast. We'll be back next week with all new stories. Subscribe to Storyworthy on iTunes and visit the Storyworthy website at storyworthypodcast.com.